Welcome to my next Big Bang Theory Season 11 episode review video. Before I get into that, though, pretty important, if you aren't caught up to the point where I am at rewatching or watching The Big Bang Theory, or you're just not entirely sure, then you definitely need to take the initiative and pay attention to the episode's title, which of course I'll mention as well as put in the description. If that happens to be the case, you find that you're not caught up, it would be my recommendation that you don't watch this video any further to avoid any potential spoilers. This will be The Big Bang Theory, Season 11, Episode 21. The title of this episode is called The Comet Polarization, and this will be my review, reaction recap after just finishing watching the episode. So Raj has set up his telescope and computer on the apartment building roof with most of the gang in attendance, even Stewart. The project is to watch the planet Mercury at its greatest height. Amy looks over the side of the building and calls to Sheldon that the roof is pigeon-free because Sheldon doesn't like any type of birds. Sheldon comes running onto the roof, ready to see planets. Penny wonders why Raj didn't use Leonard's telescope since it was downstairs. Raj scoffs that his is much better since it was a professional instrument. Stewart gets excited that the author Neil Gaiman reviewed Stewart's comic book store favorably in a tweet. Stewart thought that he could remember the author being in this comic book store, but the whole gang was arguing about the best comic genre when he visited and they missed him. So that was a flashback they showed that didn't actually happen, but a new footage of them arguing, and then the guy was there, and then Stewart didn't notice him. And then Stewart announces that he starts getting quite a few tweets following, our Twitter followers from that. Now it's called X. And then after Raj adjusts the telescope, he turns it over to Penny. She sees something fuzzy in the sky, and Raj has her take a picture of it. Viewing it on his computer screen, Raj thinks that Penny saw a comet. At the comic book store, the place is full of customers as Sheldon and Howard arrive. Sheldon can't believe that they are in the right store. Sheldon complains that he preferred the store before. Howard called that era empty and sad. Now where was Sheldon going to hang out and read a comic book? Stewart offers him the couch, but Sheldon won't sit next to strangers. If Sheldon is going to sit, read a comic, and ignore a woman, he can do that at home with his fiancée, Amy. He is also annoyed because Stewart is out of the comic book Sheldon wanted to buy. Raj joins them and announces that they indeed did see a comet and that no one else has reported it, so they get credit for discovering it. Penny is excited that she discovered it, though Raj adds that it was with his telescope that he positioned it so that she could see it. Leonard says that both of them can have their names on it. However, Raj put on the paperwork in his name only. Penny insists that she saw it first and she took the picture. Raj asks her that if a monkey took the picture, would he have discovered it? Then Penny gets mad and throws him out. Howard and Bernadette are all dressed up for their date night. However, Stewart can't make it since the comic book store is so busy. He apologizes and Bernadette is not really angry. Howard is sour that they are getting the dinner and romance they wanted. Or aren't, I think. I don't know what I meant there. She divides it up by going out to dinner and Howard stays home with the internet to have the romance. Penny is on the internet and finds out that a person that takes the picture discovered the comet and that was her. Raj stole her comet. She feels that it happens all the time because people look at her and don't think she knows what she is talking about, like at work. Leonard wants everyone to be happy, so Penny stalks off because he is not on her side. At the comic book store, Sheldon tries to make a point to Howard when he realizes he is trying to talk to a stranger, which scares him. He tries to admit that he can accept change more now because he was fine with Amy changing her shampoo. Next, Sheldon goes to check out and meets Denise, the new assistant store manager. Sheldon yells, "Nope!" Sheldon yells, "Nope!" and runs out of the store. Sheldon is complaining about the changes since he has spent thousands of dollars there. Stewart did give Sheldon a mug. Sheldon compares the store to the country in the Black Panther movie and complains about the new woman at the store. Amy is sure that someone is going to get offended. Amy also offers the suggestion that she thinks of as her friend that hasn't betrayed lectured or condescended yet. So she tells Sheldon, think of this new chick as a person that hasn't, betrayed, lectured, or condescended you yet. And Sheldon thanks her, calls her wise, and that she smells like books. You're really the whole package. Amy takes that as a compliment. Amy's just dumb sometimes. Anyway, Leonard visits Raj and asks him to include Penny in the discovery. Raj explains that his boss was so excited that he called him Captain Comet instead of the usual Dr. Donuts. Then Raj starts calling himself a bad person and a bad scientist, so Leonard caves and says that he'll talk to Penny and may end up sleeping on Raj's couch. Sheldon is watching Denise while Howard comments that she seems to know her stuff. Sheldon takes that as a challenge, so he approaches her and asks her to recommend something without saying what he likes. She offers DC a DC alternate history comic, which gets Sheldon excited. Neil Gaiman is back and mentions his alternate story, 1602, when Sheldon brushes him off. Denise even offers to take it back if he doesn't like it, but he can't tell Stewart. Sheldon has forgotten who Stewart is. For some reason, I put forgiven. Oops. Leonard returns to tell Penny that he talked to Raj, but Penny quickly figures out that he caved in. Leonard replied that she is a strong and independent woman with her own voice like Katy Perry. Go out and roar. Penny admits that he has a point and leaves to talk to Raj. Bernadette enters the dining room and finds that Howard has cooked dinner for an in-house date night. Bernadette loves it until Stewart shows up. Denise is running the store that night. His funny story is that he ran out of his cash register tape due to the new business and didn't know how to change it. Bernadette decides to leave dinner for Stewart and they can go out. Sheldon keeps talking about Denise and the great time that they had together talking about comic books. Amy storms down there and introduces herself to Denise as his fiancée. At first, Denise didn't believe that Amy was real. Amy tells her directly what was going to happen next. Denise was going to teach her to talk about comics like she really liked them. Denise really does, though. That's the problem. Amy plans to be there all night if it takes that amount of time. Raj hears Penny coming up the stairs and knows that her feet sound angry. He apologizes first, and Penny says that she is angry at him. He calls himself a jerk and says that he'll add Penny's name even if it's professionally embarrassing, and that he'll be on thin ice at work. Penny says that was good, says bye, and then leaves. Closing the door, Raj remarks that his dark side approach worked better with Leonard. Amy is reading a DC Universe book that she got at the comic book store. When Sheldon comes home, she starts to talk to him about what she has learned. However, Sheldon says that he just talked enough about comic books. Amy throws the book onto the coffee table in disgust, and that's what ends this episode of The Big Bang Theory. So it was a little bit better than it has been as of late. There's been like 2 good episodes out of the last 7 or 8, in my opinion. I might be miscounting there. I'm going to give it an 8 out of 10. My character of the episode is Sheldon, and then as many of you know, I rate Penny because Penny is the reason why I started to watch The Big Bang Theory and one of the reasons why I continued. So I'm going to give Penny a 7.8 out of 10 for this episode. So you've heard everything that I have to say. Now it's your turn. If you're a fan of The Big Bang Theory and you want to help me out with the YouTube algorithm, please consider Hulk smashing the like button, share the video with a friend, put this video on any one of your social media platforms. Don't forget to sound off in the comment section about what your thoughts are on this episode of The Big Bang Theory. Who would you, or I should say, what would you score the episode, and whom would be your character of the episode? If you want to rate Penny like I do, you can go ahead and leave that in the comment section as well. And then last but certainly not least, don't forget to hit that sub button. You're watching the video anyway. Subscribe to the channel, join the team, share your damn support, and be a part of something special. And you never know what you're going to see on JDev TV.